Debbie Billips is our founder of the Kentucky Appalachia Outdoor Painters, and we had a great paint out. Laura Bowers, Regina Rollis, Debbie, and me braved the weather forecast. We had like 3 different periods of rain, and that's why I'm shooting this video on a nice sunny morning from home. But our home now has a collection of daylilies from Hickory Ridge. Enjoy our paint out. We had to pause a couple of times. You'll see our shade umbrellas being used for rain instead of shade this time around, but we were able to get in about 4 or 5 hours of work. And for me, it was my first attempt with pastel in plein air, and I'm really happy with the results. And I have to say, with all the colors of the daylilies in the field, 1,600 varieties at this great farm, that I think I needed all 48 colors in my pastel set. So enjoy the video, watch to the end where you see the finale on mine and Debbie and Laura and Regina's work.
So if you would tell us a little bit about the history of this place, that would be great.
This particular farm's been in this family for 8 generations. It was a land grant. So my best friend in first grade, Dorothy Jones, who's a distant relative, like I say, we immediately, became good, really good friends. And then her mother was the Brownie leader. So fast forward a long time, eventually went to Montgomery County High. She eventually had, anyway, life's changed and everything. And I was in Florida, and she's saying, I'm thinking about changing this farm into something else, Used to be all tobacco and stuff. So she started out with 2 rows of daylilies over here, and she gradually grew it to almost to this point before she passed away. Her mom, was challenged more or less to be able to take care of all of this, so I stepped in. I mean, she's been like a mother to me since I was in first grade, so just wonderful. And all the different blooms from the beginning to the end. How many? Your breath away. There's probably over about 1,600 of them, I believe, different cultivars. We've got I've named a few of them. We've got Craisin Raisin, we've got Belize Breeze, Pappy's Buddy, Kathy's Smile, Ruth's Afterglow, and a lot of these are back here on this back row, and we've mixed some of them in here. And the bloom does only last for 1 day, but as you can tell, these are yesterday's blooms right here on this one.
That's daylilies.
Yeah, cherry frill. Yeah, this is daylilies. Yeah, exactly, daylilies. Cherry frills. Yeah, it's best to take the spent blooms off because you don't want it to go to seed.
Yeah.
Because every living thing wants to reproduce.
The farm has been in the family for 7 generations.
So this has the barns and all the outbuildings and the house on it.
Yeah.
And she said this one was from her imagination.
Wow. Very good.
But this is all water paint. It's not, I've never used water paint, don't even know how. There was a craft store here at one time, and they moved and left and went to Florida, so I never got around to using the oils.
Was that in Mount Sterling, or was it, the one in Mount, okay.
Wow, that's very nice.
Yeah.
So 7 generations. So what year? What's the earliest year here on the farm?
It was in the 1800s, early 1800s. The farm was a land grant farm. It was paid because an ancestor of mine was in the war.
Yeah.
And they didn't pay them with money, they paid them with land. So it was a land grant farm.
Now I hope you'll stay all the way till the end as I show my step-by-step process the first time ever with pastels in plein air, and it went surprisingly well. I'm really happy with the result. not only did we battle a little bit of rain, but now the wind. You see Deb Billips there in the foreground, and her inner Georgia O'Keeffe is coming out, close up the flowers, and Regina Rollis did exactly the same thing of an intense close-up. I always tackle scenes that are too complicated. I don't know why I do that, but this time, one of the rare moments where it actually worked. Here's Laura Bowers with the watercolors that she was working on. And now here's step by step, the sketch in with pastel, getting my proportions right. I use gouache as the underpainting, which is watercolor that is opaque. You can put layer upon layer. And now I'm beginning to apply the pastel over the top of the gouache, and was really satisfied with how it worked. And like I say, I had a set of 48 pastels you see right there, and I think I had to use every one of those colors to capture the colors of all those daylilies. But what an enjoyable day. We braved the weather. If you looked at the radar, you would have thought there was no way you could have a paint out. But we chanced it anyway. We went from rain to sun to wind and you name it. But the results were a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.